Hey, you guys, we are back to do another review of Family or Fiancé. Now, this was a lot. It really and truly was a lot, but let's go ahead and get into it.
We keep it real, expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and sip some tea. Join the Kourtney family. We're about relationships and review, making it fun and just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first. What's going on, Aikeem folks? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another video of Kourtney Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub. This is my lovely wife.
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
She got an attitude, y'all.
Ain't got no attitude.
Pay her no mind. This right here is Kourtney and Eddie. This channel is all about relationships, reviews, entertainment. It's all about famous rants and jokes. And tonight, she told me I can't joke, so she said it's a serious video. Tonight, we're going to be talking about family and fiancé.
Family or?
I said family and.
You said and.
Family and or some, whoever.
So if you're brand new to this channel and haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Y'all know we skipped last week. It didn't come on. The week before last we skipped that because we was out of town, and we just decided to just keep on skipping it, honey, and just go to the next one.
We ain't want that smoking.
So yeah, Millennium Mom, she said that them folks from the show was all in her comment section, chat, getting her the business, and telling her to take the thumbnail and all that stuff, and get my grandmama off of there, all that stuff. So listen, we ain't had time for that foolishness, child. So hopefully these people going forward will understand you're on the show. Like, you get what you get. This is our opinion. If you don't want me to say nothing, don't come in my house. So so yeah, let's get into it.
Man. Go ahead. Ooh. Eyes are red. Allergy season.
I was finna say something, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. So it's called Crazy Angry Love. So it's Tiara, she's 26, Aikeem is 25. So they met in high school. So it seemed like they have an off and on relationship, 10, 11 years off and on. And they show, pictures of them, stuff like that. So I guess they had a good friendship. And it seems as though, with him, he's dealing with trauma because his dad went to prison when he was young, and then his mama was on the goods. What's the word we're gonna use for that?
Street narcotics.
Okay, she was on them street narcotics, and so he said that his mom slept most during the day, and then she went out at night, and he had to cook, clean, do all the things that she should have been doing in the daytime, but he had to do that, and then she went out at night. And so as they were sitting down talking to Tracy, and he was like, well, she was 17 years old, so I guess she was going out, because she missed out on life. And Tracy was like, 17? Like, if you got pregnant at a young age, would you just skip out, and leave your children at home? Like, no, there was no excuse, no. So with her, it seems as though with her trauma is that, the nightclub that was in Orlando that took place, was it a gay nightclub?
I thought it was. It was back in 2016. It was like a incident. You call it. I'm trying to say it so on me.
Pew pew.
Yeah, pew pew event at a nightclub, right?
They pew pewed it up.
Yeah, and she got hit by pew pew.
Ooh, that sounds. I know it sounds elementary.
I know. I'm sorry. I know it's a serious subject, but YouTube, they kind of fickle when it comes to stuff like that. So
yeah,
bear with us, we're not making light of the situation, okay? And her cousin was pew unalive at the situation, and she unalive. She was unalive in what's her name?
Tiara.
Yeah, Sierra's Tiara. Yeah, in her lap, and I think that's where Tiara's trauma is coming from, because something like that happened and it hit national news, and you're part of it. And I think her cousin was the youngest one that was unalive at the club. So I think that's the reason why I think Tiara has so much aggression and just trauma from that.
Yeah. So it seemed like their issue with them is communication. So with him, who he's bringing his mama, his grandma, and his auntie. Now the mama and the grandmama and the auntie, baby, talking about some. They had all their African garbs. Ain't that it's called garbs?
Yeah, garbs.
Okay,
Yeah.
attire. I mean, they look
garb.
so beautiful.
Yeah, his name is Aikeem. So I'm trying to see, are they kind of like,
I think Muslim.
Muslim? Yeah, I'm assuming I'm wrong, but
the mom said she don't fall in that category because she was like,
this is nice.
oh.
Let's get it turned up. Ooh. But the mom, she had a hard life growing up, and to be honest, I think Akeem's a good kid, man. I just think he's been through some things, and he just got a lot of trauma.
With her, she's bringing her mom, her best friend, and her god brother. So his family show up first, and his mom like, clear the pathway. I'm coming through. I'm coming
the queen.
Through. That's what she said.
No, that's what she was acting like.
Okay, so anyway, so she get in there, and he show her the house and stuff like that or whatever. Like I said, the auntie and the grandma, I like them now.
Yes, those two, the grandma and the auntie. Much respect to y'all, man, because y'all had that wisdom aura about themselves. Like they walked in, it's like a lot of wisdom with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like history with them. But the mama, what's that sound? Yeah, that's an airplane.
That's how they be doing. It come from Tyler Perry's show. I think it was.
It sounds like a pregnant cat.
But that's what she used to say. Byron. She real ghetto. But anyway, so her family show up. They all hug. But it seems as though that her mama and his mama really don't get along. Right. So they got beef because it seems as though her mom was basically kind of helped taking care of him when he was younger because because his mama was absent. Yeah,
because you gotta understand, they knew each other since high school, so they basically kind of grew up together. So the moms know each other, and I guess like you said, when the mom was absent, Tiara's mom was kind of taking care of Aikeem.
Mm-hmm. So they sit them all down, and they of course want to find out what's their issues with them and stuff like that. They want to hear from them. So her friend was saying that one thing about it is that you don't like to listen. Her mom was saying that y'all communication pretty much sucks, and she said, and Aikeem got a lot to work on with his side of the family. That mama said, cutting her ass, child. Would you don't be speaking over here on this side? Don't be telling me nothing that we need to work on. You need to work on. That mama's like,
So it's kind of hard to hide secrets when both families know one another. You know what I'm saying? So,
his grandmama was saying that Tiara and your mom have a history of basically bumping heads. Mm-hmm. So, and then his mom said, I don't want it to come in between y'all relationship, which I got going on. I want to come between what we got going on and stuff like that, because I shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to ask her, can you come spend time with me? You should just be able to jump up when I say jump up and all the things. So yeah, you don't need her permission, baby. I'm your mama.
I think the mom, well, we know the mom, in my opinion, the mom's wrong for that statement, because Aikeem is a grown man now. It seems like you trying to make up time that you missed with him when he was a child. Right. Okay. He has a woman now. His woman comes first, then the mama. You know what I'm saying? So
the wife, if you marry.
Yeah, the wife, right. So if he comes over and decides to bring his wife with him, that should be no problem with that, because he has a wife now. It'd be the same way if you had a husband. You know what I'm saying? Your spouse comes first.
Right.
But, I used to really think she was doing that because she's trying to make up lost time that she missed out with Aikeem when she was out there in the streets.
Yep. So now they're doing their task. So Aikeem is with her family and Tiara's with his family. So the question was asked. A question was asked, and he was just basically saying that he said Tiara and his mom. I don't even know how I be half right. We're trying to write so fast. So I know one of the questions that was asked too is that with Aikeem, I think her mom was acting as far as like, I didn't like the fact that your mama said that, that Tiara can't come around, and she just want to spend time with, when she just want to spend time with you. And Tiara, like she said, I feel like that was out of place.
Yeah, King agreed with Tiara's mom. He said, "Yeah, that's my woman. If I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna bring her along with me. So mom's just gonna have to understand that." Yep.
He was also saying too that some things that he had to do on his own as a kid, and he just had to kind of figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Cook, do some things or whatever because his mom was out. And then Tiara mom was like, "Well, baby, it sounds like that's abandonment." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think he said like a whole week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I felt bad for Aikeem. I did, man, because that's a rough upbringing right there. That's a rough upbringing. At least some kids that have like an older brother, older sister there with them. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like he didn't have nobody there. So the young man had to basically grow up before his time, and that's the problem. Sometimes when a child has another child, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? That person's not ready to have a child.
Especially if you don't have the support. Now, I don't know what grandma was and auntie was unless they didn't stay in the same place. Right. But, I know it seemed like the mom was saying that she had some issues growing up as well. So I don't know because, it seemed like grandma could have been there, and maybe that could have been his go-to, but I don't know the whole dynamic.
Yeah, like I said, they probably lived in different cities. Who knows, man?
So Tiara is with his family, and the Tiara was telling the mama that his fear is that you will overdose. That the mom will overdose.
I think she still dabbles in that.
Yeah, because Tiara said, "Child, it ain't a day I ain't seen her high. Right. Not being high. I always done seen her."
And as I'm assuming Aikeem is the only child, every night he goes to sleep, he's praying that his mom would wake up the next morning.
That's a heavy burden.
And at such a young age too. I think he was 24 years old.
25.
And 25, and just have that on your mind every night, man, because you know how your mom is. You hope and pray that she don't do nothing out the way that that she might not wake up, and and like he said, man, if she goes away, that's the end of him, And he's like, and sometimes a grown up can be selfish like that, and you have somebody looking up to you. But instead of trying to get your life together so you can be around for that person, you want to go out there and get your groove on, your party on, and your high on.
Especially if you made this child didn't ask to come in as well, honey. That's a choice that you made.
Right. So it's kind of selfish.
Let's see. Tiara was saying that, he wants to be able to have a conversation with you, but he feel like he can't talk to you without hurting your feelings. And his mom was like, "Well, he should just be able to talk to me." And then I think the grandma was stepping in and said, "Baby, sometimes, people can't talk to you. You got to remove your feelings out the way. But then sometimes the truth hurt." And she was like, "I'm getting irritated, honey. I'm about to go."
And that's the prime example Aikeem was talking about. When you try to talk to her, apparently she shuts down and walk out. He gets it from her. He does the same thing.
Yep. So the auntie said that, she didn't see like this Aikeem that I guess Tiara was talking about. And the mama said that I'm over it. Tiara said that, one thing about it, that you need to look in the mirror because the same stuff that you doing, he mirroring that.
Now, Tiara to me was kind of forceful in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But apparently she known these people for a long time. Yeah. They grew up together. So,
you need to get it together, Mama. That's basically what she said.
Yeah, so she was used to being around these people, but I thought it was like a little too straightforward for my taste.
I thought she was the therapist in that moment.
Yeah, but she said, "We still pulling for you. We hope things work out for you." Okay,
She said all that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, until it was her turn, huh?
Yeah, until it was her turn. Well, scratch that therapist name off.
Well, I always say the therapist need therapy. Massage therapist need therapy. Everybody, a doctor need a doctor. A lawyer need a lawyer. So just because you're in a profession don't mean that you got and know it all, because you sure can't therapize yourself. That's my word.
Man, she a loud therapist, because y'all find out. I said, "Ooh, thank God we had the TV up loud."
Shoot, man.
No!
Look, you said you see why they on the hill by themselves.
Yeah, because, man, she would call them the doggone Eagles down, boy.
So they had dinner, and I don't know who ever was putting all that sugar on that spaghetti.
That was Aikeem and his grandma, I think. I said, "Who eats sugar on their spaghetti? Who does that? Who eats sugar?"
I've seen
on grits.
Yeah, I think people.
Who does that? Those two things don't go along, man. Pepper, yeah. Sugar, nah.
So the mama brought up the fact to Akeem's mama, her mom, is that she said she didn't like the fact of what you said, Miss Akeem lady, about my daughter can't come around if if you want time with just you and your son, that my daughter can't come around. And she was saying, she explained why she was saying that. Then her mom was like, baby, I'm just through with it. I'm just through with it. So Akeem said that, he respect the fact of, what his mama said and stuff like that. But it was an incident where the mama said, you called me and said, I want to spend time with you. I'm going to come by there, blah, 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 whatever. But then you brought Tiara. And then Tiara jumped in and said, because he wanted to talk to you on a personal level and he needed support. So I was there to support. Why he can't talk to me? What is the problem? And it's like, can't nobody talk to you because you get mad, you get angry, you get upset.
So he needs Tiara there to be like that, be that third, that mediator.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow that conversation went sideways. She said he can come talk to her, and he said, "But you left me at home by myself." And she said, "No, I did not." And he said, "Yes, you did." And she said, "I didn't do that." And he said, "Are you trying to make me look crazy? I know what you did. I know what you did."
And she was like, "You still harping on that?"
Yeah, that woman. I think when she said that right there set him off.
Mm-hmm. He started banging on the table.
It's like he couldn't get his explanation through to her.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be frustrating, you know what I'm saying? Because you trying to make me look crazy, you know what I'm saying? I know what you did, and now you telling me you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Now, when you realize you did it, you're going to question me like, you still talking about that? Like, that should be in the past. No, that's not in the past because it still affects me. Mm-hmm. It still bothers me. Right. So I want to get it off my chest. But you won't allow me to get off my chest because it don't mean nothing to you.
Yeah, you keep shutting it down because I think it is embarrassing to her. It's an area in her life that she probably don't want to talk about. So she'd rather silence him and pretend like it didn't happen. Like he ain't crazy, Jack.
So that will get you upset. So he got upset. Hit on the table, start cussing. F this, F that. Y'all trying to make me like I'm crazy. F that. I know what happened. She wasn't there, and he got up and walk away. And Tiara was behind him, trying to calm him down, and somehow
that didn't happen.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So it went off. So they showed them in bed, sleep, and then they wake up the next morning, and he
woke up next morning.
He's shuffling stuff. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. He said he didn't sleep good. He's shuffling stuff. Well, I said, what is he doing? Tearing up the room? But according to Tiara, she said he didn't tore up the room. But I thought he was putting his clothes on.
That's what I thought, was putting his clothes, trying to shuffle through things to get his clothes. And apparently he sat in that bed all night and stewed over it.
And he was still mad.
And
Tiara said, well, she put on her clothes. He come downstairs and stuff like that. And he fussing and cussing. So she was like, well, let's talk about it. He said when, and as they were sitting there talking, I think he was shutting down. And he said, I don't like the fact that when I get mad, you get mad. And that's what said it.
No, you need to stand on it. You need to be accountable. No, that's when it happened. She said that to him, right? So he gets up and walk off. Then the auntie came out. And she said, baby. And she said, I know, Aikeem.
You tone it down.
Yeah, like I know Aikeem the way he is, but baby, to help him out, you need to tone it down. Why I need to tone it? She just got more hype then. Why I need to tone it down? Why nobody listen to me? Why?
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Open the door.
Bleep, bleep.
I was like, get the tranquilizer gun. Because she was going, she needed to be calmed down, man. Then she's like, and she's going through the house screaming and screaming.
Production didn't make it no better, honey.
Yeah, I think she said, no. And the production going to commercial, no.
And they further away from the house.
I was like, come on now, production.
Yeah.
Again, maybe she did do all that.
She could have, honey. I mean, she could have.
They should put like a warning when she went off. Cause he had some earphones in. Yeah. it was blowing your eardrums out.
Yeah,
man.
but it was hard to hear what she was saying because there was so much cussing and screaming. So I don't even know all of what she was saying. But anyway, so all of this happened the morning before they had to go in there and talk to Tracy. So I don't know if they talked to Tracy at 12, 1 o'clock or whatever, but they done had all these activities before they go in there.
So Tracy waiting in the office. Then King walks in. He sits down. He said, "King, he looks a little upset, look down." Then here comes Tiara walking through, smiling.
Hey.
I said, "No, you smiling now. Keep that same energy. Go in there now." I said, "No, don't do that. No, don't walk in there with that big smile on your face. Don't do that."
I don't know if you've seen that on TikTok when people be using that voiceover. It go, hey, and they be like, eh. They be like, hey.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of like, dead silence, and she come walking in, like, hey, like nothing just happened.
I know Tracy heard you out there screaming. Hell, we on the East Coast. We still heard you screaming.
So anyway, Tracy sit them down and they talk about the issues and the stuff or whatever. So Tracy called it she said what they have is called the pursuing distancer dynamic. The pursuing distancer dynamic. Stuff I ain't never heard it before.
But it makes sense though.
Yeah, explain it.
Basically what it is, when the Aikeem, he's a distancer. When he shuts down, he distances himself from the situation. So the pursuer, which is what's her name? Tiara. What? Tiara.
Tiara saying Tiara for this whole video, 20 minutes.
I know. So Tiara is the pursuer. So she trying to get Aikeem to talk to her, like, what's going on? What's going on? And he shuts down. So the more he shuts down, the more she pursues him. The more she pursues him, he shuts down more, and her pursuit is bigger, bigger, and bigger, like screaming and shouting to get a reaction out of the listener. And if she don't get that reaction, she screams more. He shuts down more. So it's like an endless loop, an endless cycle. Loop, cycle, circle, same difference. Oh no, these $300 glasses. You can't be snatching on these glasses.
They
like
$300.
Yeah.
What them Oakleys?
Oakleys, yeah.
I don't mean that. Yeah. Snatch them and throw them off like Tiara, honey. You see her?
Then you're gonna be hearing you. No. Oh God. Shoot.
So anyway, in that conversation, they were talking about him shutting down, and Tracy trying to get to the whole root of it because they saying it's communication issues. Tracy said, it is not that. It's deeper than that. So when they get into these arguments and stuff like that, he was saying that she put hands on him, and she was like, "I sure do."
I said, "No, you can't do that.
I sure do.
You can't do that." Apparently, sound like to me, Aikeem, he don't put hands on her because he said, if I put hands on you, it'll be an issue. Right. When you put hands on me. So yeah, she has some anger problems herself, and I still think her anger problem stems from the incident back in the club when she got PP.
Yeah. As she was sitting there, she was begging start begging her point again, and she was crying, and she was like, "Miss Tracy, it ain't just me, it ain't just me, it ain't just me," because I guess she feels like everybody feel like it's just her, and she was just saying it's him as well. And so as she was going through that, she started pulling on that trauma of saying that she didn't know, like life happens to where you just don't know certain stuff gonna happen, and she didn't know that she was gonna get and then that her cousin would in her arms, right. And stuff like that. So that's when the tears and everything started rolling and falling.
She's 26 now. That happened in 2016. She said like almost 9 years. So she was a teenager probably. And that right there,
think about that.
Yeah, when she's young and it affects her, and it's traumatic. I've never been in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God, it never.
Right, and to me, guys in the military, they go through that situation. They come back with PTSD, and that's what she could be dealing with too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, being in that situation, somebody passed away in your arms like that, your family member too. Yeah, So I do feel sympathy for her. You know what I'm saying? And Aikeem, because And they had a rough upbringing. You know, her upbringing it was a little bit better because she probably like more. She had a family there, but she had a traumatic experience at the club.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
So after they end that session, you know, he outside playing basketball, and you know, his auntie come out there and ask him, you know, how did the therapy go and stuff like that. And he was like, well, she said that, you know, she felt that, you know, she should have never accepted the ring, you know, because of the stuff that he was saying. And, you know, because she was feeling like, why are you even giving me this ring? I should have never accepted it if, you know, all of this situation was, you know, going on.
Yeah.
So now they're sitting down with a therapist. Her name is Tila Allen. She's so pretty.
I know you. I see it. Oh, she is pretty. I said it must be a Californian thing.
Why? What?
I don't know. You know, she was all soft spoken.
Yeah. She was with her African attire on and her braids. So she's an integrative psychotherapist. Integrative. I think I said that right. Integrative. I'm probably breaking down too hard, but anyway.
Yeah,
so
you sound like me now.
So she was saying, you know, so she's sitting down with Aikeem and his mother. So she was asking them as far as their relationship. You know, she asked his mom. She said, "Oh, our relationship good. It is good."
That's the thing. You know, some people are delusional. When a lot of people don't like to open up in therapy, especially your first session. These people get paid to kind of dissect what's going on with you. Just be honest with the person. Yeah, you say, yeah, we don't have a good relationship right now because of things that, you know, he felt like I did in the past. But, you know, Akeem basically had to step in and say that for her.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what he said. He said that he felt like this, like growing up, he wasn't enough. You know, he said his dad, you know, of course, got locked away when he was young. And then his mom, I guess shortly after that, maybe the mom also was dealing with the dad getting locked up and her addiction and stuff like that. And so she wasn't there for him. So he just felt like, you know, he wasn't needed. He felt worthless. And so as they were sitting there talking, you know, his mom, and he also said that he feels like he takes that in his adult life. So the issues of abandonment, all the issues he dealt with, he feel like he deals with that today. And I guess it calls him anger issues. And his mom pours out her heart to him and just like, baby, I didn't know you was going through all that. I wanted you. You are are my love, you know, you the reason that I've lived, you know, all the things. And it would seem sincere, you know, she was crying, it seemed sincere to me. What you think?
Yeah. I'm to me, I think it was probably her first time seeing the hurt in Akeem's eyes, and she realized how much she hurt him. You know, because apparently in the past, you know, when he tried to talk to her, they, you know, shut the conversation down. So, but yeah, I think she was sincere with it. Apparently she was, because at the end, you know, it seemed like she was still trying to stick to what she promised him.
Oh yeah.
He was trying, what she was going to do.
He said that, you know, he let his mom know that, you know, like your addiction really and truly scares me. And it's, I don't know, I think about it every day of when I'm not gonna, you know, have you in my life. And so she said, baby, because of that, I'm gonna stop. Like, you ain't gonna have to worry about that. That's not gonna be something that you're gonna have to worry about or be concerned about. And, you know, it was almost like the little boy in him just started smiling. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
he said he feels that his spirit is getting his spirit, in his spirit, he feel like that he getting now to his mom. He getting his mom back.
You know, I don't care how old your kids get, when they see their mom or dad, they real close to, they cherish. If they see them in some kind of bad situation, like they sick or they get hurt or something traumatic, that child feels that. I never forget, you know, I told my daughter something, I was going through some things, and she just broke down. And she was in her 20s, you know what I'm saying? And so they still look at us as parents, and they still, you know, feel like they our child, you know what I'm saying? So for him to have that smile and revert back to that little boy, you know, that shows you what he, you know, that's what he wanted, you know what I'm saying?
So in the next scene, you got Tiara is talking to her mom and her best friend, and they was telling Liz,
"Shut up, girl! You talk too much. That's your problem. You just too aggressive. You mean you don't know when to let up?
They didn't
Basically.
say that. They didn't say all that.
Well, they ain't say it like that.
They basically said that
What they
that
say?
y'all have some bad moments,
Okay.
and when the moment's bad, they really bad.
And what she do?
And y'all explode, and y'all need to, really and truly, y'all have to calm down. And the friend was saying, both of y'all got trauma.
Oh yeah,
Y'all both got trauma, and y'all need to work through it. And you can't, if you don't love yourself first, you can't love nobody else. And it seemed like she was receiving all of that.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. And like I said, they young, they 25, 26 years old. They're our kids' age, man. So they got a lot to learn, and and it's not too late for them. You know what I'm saying? They have enough time to self-correct their lives. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about it. So hopefully that's what they're doing.
So in the final session, when they were talking to Tracy, he said that he was excited, that he was able to talk and sit down with his mama, and she said she was gonna change, and his teeth were just pearly white, honey, because you could see all the teeth. That he was super excited. And Tracy said that with them, their biggest issue is the cycle of abuse. And she explained is like right now it's saying like they happy.
Lovey-dovey, you're right.
Yeah. So that right now they happy, but then they got this circle of abuse where they have these arguments, these blow ups, and then abuse, and then what it calms down, then it happens, then it repeats itself.
It's a cycle. Yeah, it's a cycle. And basically they thought Tracy was gonna give them her blessings, right? Tracy, nah, y'all got some work to do. Y'all take 90 days apart. Put a pause on the engagement.
Well, actually, the Tiara was saying, I think Tiara was, because she started crying. I think she was at first trying to go forward.
Yeah,
but
she backed off.
Yeah, then she was like, I think we just need to pause. We just need to pause it for a while.
Well, she realized that she needs some help, and she needs to kind of work on herself.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she realized that, because she does. You know what I'm saying? And what she's been through, man. A lot of people probably won't be able to live their life right, after that, see something traumatic like that.
Yeah, make you go crazy.
Right. So, and then Tracy jumps in and said, yeah, y'all pause it 90 days. You do your thing, get yourself right. You get yourself right, and y'all come back together.
Yep. So they do the blessing ceremony and basically tell their family that they're going to pause it for 90 days. They're not going to
break up.
Anything like that. They're just going to put a pin in the marriage. And the grandma was like, baby, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
The grandma, I like the grandma. I really do. She seems like she's old, an old wise head. Like she got a lot of stories to tell you.
Yeah. And so all of them, felt the same way.
Yeah,
so they was happy, And so afterwards, they do the rundown, and they said, well, I guess where they are currently, they didn't put a pause in the marriage, but they decided to put the wedding back a year. Now I think production misspelled something, honey.
I don't know who they got for that.
I don't know.
That subtitle person.
I said, what? What they say? I guess we can come to our own conclusion.
Yeah,
I think they left the word back out.
Yeah, they pushed wedding back. They ain't put back. They pushed wedding. I said, where they push it to? They pushed off the cliff? What they do?
They decided to push wedding by 1 year. Yeah. They decided to push wedding by 1 year. I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm assuming they mean push wedding back by 1 year.
Yeah. So, but it seems like they on the road to recovery.
They doing therapy. I'm assuming from the understanding I got from reading that, and the mom is sticking with her therapy and getting her help, and she has a better relationship with Aikeem, which is great. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she keeps it up, and hopefully Aikeem and Tiara.
Child, we done got to the end of this video. Then say her name 15,000 times. Tiara.
Tiara. Oh yeah, I said Trina.
Maybe I need to call her, tell her to scream it in your ear. If she's screaming in your ear,
well, I hope y'all work things out and get yourselves together, and y'all do y'all thing. Y'all have a blessed life, man.
Amen. All right, you guys. On that note, we will see you guys on the next video, which will be Tuesday, doing Married at First Sight. And don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
I'll put God first.
Deuces.